This will be part 2 of my 2 cents of Iraq. I want to first start out by saying that there is no way that we can win our situation in Iraq without a lot of violence. There's no reason to talk about, if we could do it with a lot of violence, because America will not turn to that approach or avenue. So it's not going to happen, so we won't talk about it anymore. Right now, in our present struggle in Iraq, it is a gigantic gaggle fuck. Marines, Army guys, if we try to do our job, fire back, and some innocent bystanders are killed, they're thrown in jail, i.e. Unshackled 3-1. I honestly believe that this is going to turn into a Vietnam. We're going to just get out of there and leave, and we're going to be extremely worse off than we were before anything happened. You probably already know that. I'm just telling you that I don't think there's any physical way that we can improve relations of what's going on. Iraq was held by a thread, by an iron fist. That's the only way that Iraq was held together, was by an iron fist, and we're trying to not hold Iraq together with an iron fist. There's just too many relations between the different sects of the religion of the Muslims, from the north to the central to southern Iraq. It's just not going to happen. Anyone that thinks it's going to happen or it's going to work, obviously, probably one, they've never been there. Two, they don't know what they're talking about. They read things on books or they watch the news, so they've never physically been there. So their experience or their opinion is practically zero. That's one thing I despise, is people you see on the news are like, well, my expert opinion about Iraq, they don't know fucking shit. Nothing. They don't know nothing. What? Honestly, it's like a virgin explaining to you what sex feels like. Honestly, they have no idea. Have they been to Iraq? One. No, they haven't been to Iraq. So it's really hard for them to tell you what's going on in Iraq when they're not there. They are, they're told by their reporters or people that were there, and they're telling them over the phone or email, well, this is what I think's going on. Give me a fucking break. That is no way to know what's going on in a country. The only way to tell you what's going on is you got to be physically there and be experiencing things. Not being a news reporter where they get to go back in the rear and stay in an air conditioning room and play on their internet and, drink their champagne and do all their other things that they do, compared to a GI or a Marine grunt that has to go through all this hell and shit. They know what's going on. They know what the locals are like, and they know what's happening. Maybe there would be a possible slight chance that we could maybe turn around Iraq. Maybe we would say, okay, we made a huge mistake. We are going to start phasing out a lot right now. If by the request of the people, they want maybe a division or maybe a couple regiments in Baghdad just for the sake of security, we'll do it. But we got to start phasing out right now. American lives are extremely important to me. I think that, if it's a just cause, that, hey, you cannot, eliminate casualties. It's, people will think that that's, you can do it, but in war you can't. It's not, it's not a feasible strategy, is not to have any casualties. It's going to happen, but this is in vain. These men and women that are dying over there are dying in vain. I mean, I was there and I lost 2 friends, and, it was, it's all in vain. I can't say it's for anything. Is it for oil? Sure. America's addicted for oil. But I think if we acted more like the British Empire and said, we're going to do this because we need oil, it would have been a lot better than just kind of saying, oh, it's not for oil. It's not for this, it's not for that. They're saying that's there for weapons of mass destruction. They're saying it's for democracy and against terrorism. Well, the problem with that is that when we first went into Iraq, people loved us, and there wasn't very many terrorists because everyone thought we were going to be leaving. See, that's what I think. I think, honestly, if we would have went in there first, did our business like we did, and got the hell out, and left, like I mentioned before, some special forces or CIA to take care of any, cells that might have tried to get in to get a coup d'etat. That's what I tried to mention in the last video, is that the special forces, if we would have left immediately and left special forces in there and CIA and took care of anybody that was trying to, you know, create a coup d'etat against the government, that would have been a lot more feasible plan than basically leave, you know, droves of divisions in Iraq and just basically sitting there like this and drive and just wait to be shot at. Basically, that's what we're doing. You know, we're just being target practice for them, and they're getting pretty good at it. I don't understand what's going on. Are we going to leave Iraq? If you think that the next elected government is going to phase out of Iraq, you're out of your mind. AIPAC, for one, is going to convince any party, Democrats, Republicans, that we are going to stay in Iraq because Iran is still really not making Israel comfortable. AIPAC's going to really force our congressmen and women to stay in Iraq. They will come up with an excuse. Watch me. 2008 presidential elections, everyone's going to say, oh, vote Democrat, we'll get the troops out. Bull fucking shit. There is too much money in Iraq. You are thinking outside the box if you think we're leaving Iraq. Do you know how many billions of dollars a day people are making on weapons development from just the suppliers' armament? People that are making the bullets and beans for U.S. troops are making a killing right now. So you honestly think things are going to change? AIPAC, one of the strongest, lobbyist groups out there, they don't want us to leave. They feel real comfortable that, you know, American forces are real close to Israel. That, you know, that's my honest opinion. Iran wants, you know, Israel to fucking die, and it makes Israel comfortable knowing that we could, you know, help them out if needed. I don't know. I honestly think this will be another Vietnam, and my only prayer is that it won't turn into a Vietnam. When people are coming back from Iraq, they don't get spit on and called baby killers. That's my only hope. That's the only thing I hope comes out of this, because I know everything else is fucked. People can say this, they can say, well, vote Democrats and they'll get us out. No, it ain't going to happen that way. It's not going to happen. We fucked ourselves completely in royalty. We made more terrorists than we wanted, and it's just only a matter of time when these terrorists get really fucking pissed and they're going to actually use a weapon of mass destruction in an American city.